I remember Friends was huge. I was in law school and never got to watch TV, but everybody else watched it and loved him. And when I think about him with that big smile, and listen to this, the body is identified by toe tags and is that of an unembalmed, refrigerated adult male. It just seems so sad to me that he affected and touched so many people's lives, and now he's identified by a toe tag. Okay, what do we know about the criminal investigation? Is there a crime? Was he attending rogue clinics that gave him too much ketamine, gave him access to too much ketamine? Did he doctor shop? Did doctors have a duty to find out whom else he was seeing? Was he going to different pharmacies to get ketamine and other drugs? Or did he have a drug supplier? Listen.
The decision to file charges or not in the death of Matthew Perry rests in the U.S. Attorney's Office. Some experts point to the involvement of the California branch of the Drug Enforcement Agency that federal authorities might be looking at distribution of a controlled substance resulting in death or conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance resulting in death charges. These types of charges are used to charge drug dealers, but can be used for pill mills and doctors who overprescribe narcotics without seeing patients.
And friends that continually give you a pipeline to drugs. You know, when you think of a drug dealer, Wendy Patrick, a California prosecutor, when you think of a drug dealer, you automatically think of, oh gosh, here's a good stereotype of somebody sitting in a big mansion with Rottweilers guarding the front door and, you know, a big moat around their mansion so you can't get to him, and armed guards, maybe with a lot of gold chains. Yeah, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. The supplier could be your, and I'm definitely air quoting here, best friend, Wendy Patrick.
Great point, Nancy, because if we were to confine our investigation to stereotypes, we would no doubt never find the suspects. And that's one of the things that makes drug abuse so difficult and so challenging, specifically because drug dealers come in all shapes and sizes, and even that terminology can be misleading. You have cases where you have an addict sharing their pills with somebody that perhaps also has an addiction. You have people having legitimate prescriptions that they sell themselves. So there is no prototypical drug dealer that you need to look at. Rather, sometimes suspects are right under the noses of investigators that really broaden the search, particularly in a case like this where we're not talking about crack cocaine. We're talking about a drug that is regularly, talk about air quotes, at least in some circles, and for depression, prescribed legitimately by physicians. Now, the onus becomes the physician can only make a smart prescribing decision under the physician's creed of do no harm if they know whether or not that patient is also receiving prescriptions from other places. Are they prone to addiction? Do they have a history of drug or alcohol abuse? So all those factors go into the prescribing decision, which itself can be complicated by there will be no record of, in addition to what you get legitimately, whether or not somebody is receiving drugs from associates, from friends, or from so-called dealers on the street.
Actor Matthew Perry dead. A tragic ketamine overdose and hot tub drowning. Who gave Perry the lethal drugs?
Okay, right now we know that Brooke Mueller was once romantically involved with Perry and that they were still in touch at the time of his death. But we didn't know this. Listen.
Brooke Mueller has retained a lawyer for help in navigating the multiple meetings she's having with law enforcement, and she's remaining tight-lipped about the situation. An insider tells In Touch, it's tough to say or know exactly what her role is in Matthew Perry's death, but Mueller is adamant she has nothing to do with it.